everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Charmaine, and I like to talk about books, unbox subscription boxes, and generally just have a good time. So if you're in for any of that, please consider subscribing. And today, we're doing our book review wrap-up. So we're talking about the book club questions. I'm so pumped. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if y'all read the book or not yet, but oh, is it ever good? Okay. I am not actually a super fan of like romance novels. Like I don't really like them that much, but this book was so good. So thank you to Taylor for picking out this book because it was amazing and I loved it. So yeah. Okay. So there's 10 questions. I'm just going to read them and I'm going to let you guys know my answers, and then you can go over and watch Taylor's video as well. But please comment your answers down in the description box, because if we have differences of opinion, I love that. Let's talk it out. Let's figure it out. I love that. I think eventually we're going to have to figure out how to do book club like review time or like discussion time as like a live. I think Taylor and I are going to have to figure that out, because then that way we can talk back and forth to you guys while we answer like the questions and stuff like that. But neither one of us knows how to do lives, and we both find it very daunting. So I don't know when that'll happen. I don't know. But I did get a community tab, so we're going to be able to vote on which book we're doing soon. I'm going to pick one for next month, like for July. So I'll let you guys know that next Thursday. But honestly, so far, I've like changed my mind 8 times on the book. As you guys know, I'm indecisive. Yeah. So cool. Okay. So for June's book, it was Red, White, and Royal Blue. I can speak. By Casey McQuiston. And they're actually making it into a movie. Taylor like tagged me in the Instagram post so I could see it. They're making it into a movie. So it's kind of neat that we like read the book. Normally I like to watch the movie first though, I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm very excited about that. So the first question that we have here is, did you find the characters convincing? Were they believable? And were they fully developed or one-dimensional? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave some comments down there. Tell me what your answer to this was. And I said, yes, at first I kind of thought that Alex was spoiled and uppity, but he grows as a person. He definitely changes by the end of the book. Like, yeah, for sure. And then I was like, and I love Nora and June. Their 100% unwavering love and acceptance of Alex is awesome, even when he sucks. He's kind of like into himself a bit. So like sometimes he doesn't realize that he's like being kind of like not like rude or anything, but like just kind of like dismissive maybe almost of them. And like they're like his best friends and his like sisters, so they're pretty like close as a group. So I enjoyed that. I do like the fact that he grows at the end. I love Henry right from the beginning. Henry. I loved him right from the beginning. Like honestly, as soon as he talked, I was like, oh, he is like a British prince. Okay. It was awesome. Okay. Number 2 is, this book is about relationships. What are your thoughts about the relationships between Alex, June, and Nora? Between Rafe, Luna, and Alex? Which relationship would you have liked to see more of? And it didn't have to be just like those 2 relationships would you have liked to see more of, but like any of them in the book. So I said, I love the Alex, June, and Nora one. I like the fact that they were the White House trio. They kind of went through everything together. They got to experience it all together. Because like, I mean, really, if you think about it, like, it's not like any of them asked to be in this scenario. Like, they didn't ask to be famous. It's not like they were, like, trying to be actors or, like, singers or anything like that, where you're going to expect to be famous or you're trying to be famous. They just became famous because of the fact of their situation. Like, being, like, the president's kids and, like, the vice president's kids kind of made them famous. So, like, they're kind of, like, the way that they adapt with that and the way that they're stuck together, so like they all understand each other really well because of the fact that they have gone through this together, made it for a really good relationship for me. Like that I thought was really, really neat. Like they're very close, the White House trio. They're best friends. Like Alex and June are brother and sister, but they like instantly have each other's back. Like they're very much 100% like, I'll defend you to the end kind of thing. So it's kind of neat to have that. Rafe Luna I was not a fan of. He turned it around at the end, but no, wasn't a fan. And he didn't turn around that well, so whatever. I have my drink here because I'm talking a lot, so this is just water. Okay, number 3. At the beginning of the novel, Alex and Henry are enemies. Then they become lovers or friends and eventually lovers. Why does this relationship work so well, and how do they balance each other out? And I said, Henry is very proper and introvert, and he's just like, because he also is the same kind of thing. Like, he didn't ask to be a prince, but he's going to be famous because of the fact that he is a prince. Like, you can't get away from that. It's the thing that you're born into, right? So he never really gets to turn it off. He never gets to not be the prince. Like, even when he's at home, he has to be, like, kind of proper and everything because people are always watching him. So it's kind of hard for him, I think, like he doesn't have like that balance of being like outgoing and like stuff like that, because he always has to be like on. And then I said for Alex, I think is more outgoing and driven. Like he's really, really driven with the politics. You guys know if you read it. And then I said that I think that they help each other with their mental health as well, because Alex has like anxiety and Henry has like depression. So they kind of like start to read each other's moods and like help each other feel a little bit better during those bad times and stuff like that, which is nice because like honestly, when you're in like a good relationship and like that, like you got to deal with each other's moods and you got to be like able to adapt to your partner's like feelings and stuff like that. And you want to help them out because they're your partner. You don't want them to be like upset and depressed and stuff. So yeah. Number 4 was the author adds a great deal of LGBTQ plus historical content for Alex's journey throughout the novel. In what ways is this important for both Alex and the reader? Okay, so like I didn't really get this part. The only part that I really understood was one of the founding fathers had written letters and it sounded like maybe he was having an affair with another one of like the founding fathers kind of thing. That's it. Did you guys notice more? Like, if you notice more, can you let me know in the comments? Because I was like, when I read that question, when I first wrote out that question, I was like, oh, okay, so it's going to be like a little bit of like a history book as well, kind of thing. Or like explain it a little bit. But to me, it didn't seem to be that much. I don't know. And for there to be a whole question about it, I was like, oh, okay, I don't really get it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm also very excited to see Taylor's answers to these because it's our first time doing book club and I want to see like if she thinks the same way that I do or not, because like we're very like close like mentally and like the way that we live our lives and everything. So I think it would be neat. Number 5 is Alex and Henry's communication escalates from text to phone calls to intense emails that quote the love letters of historical figures. How does their correspondence add to the story? I thought that was so sweet. Like a Prince poop emoji. Like I thought that was neat that he had like a little like nickname for him and he was a poop emoji. Like so to me, like I said, this is what I said. To me, it kind of shows the line of their love story. Like how they started out as like enemies and then they get put together in that scenario where they have to become like friends to hang out for that weekend because it has to like be good for like their political image and like the royal image and everything like that. So they have to spend that time together. And then after that, they start like communicating via text because they kind of figured out how like what the other one was thinking during that weekend. So then it was neat how they went from like being like friends to like, and then they would like talk to each other about like really serious life stuff in the middle of the night and stuff like that. And then to have those like, those historical like love letter kind of things, that was really cool. So maybe that was part of the LGBTQ plus historical content, because I know one of them was for sure, because he was like Alex was talking about how he thinks maybe this guy was bisexual because he has these like love letters to somebody else, right? So maybe that was part of it. I don't know. But I said it, so this whole like going from text to phone calls to emails, it gives them a way to tell each other how they feel without having to be too vulnerable as well. Because they're doing like the historical like romance lines, but they don't have to exactly say to each other that they love each other or that they're falling in love with each other or that their feelings are deeper than they are supposed to be at the time, because like they're just coming together as like a couple, but they live so far away from each other as well. And then it says, Casey McQuiston provided a rich cast of supporting characters. Who are your favorite supporting characters and why? Do you have a favorite secondary pairing and who and why? And June and Nora are my favorite secondary characters. I also really like Bee because that's Henry's sister, but I really liked the fact that like the White House trio were so supportive of Alex. Like when he came out as bi, they were like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like they were fine with it, you know? I really like that part. And then when Henry's family wasn't as supportive, Bee defended him. Like, she was like, I'm not letting you into his room. You have to get away from him, that kind of thing. That was also really cool, too. And I think, like, June is my number 1 favorite, though, because she just really wants the best for Alex. And she has put a lot of stuff off in her life to try and, like, do the right thing and make everybody's lives around her better. So I think that's neat. Then number 7 is, how do the concepts of community and found family play a part in the novel? So because they're both really famous and they have a lot of like security guards around them and like press junket people around them and stuff like that. So they kind of made like their own little community with the people who are around them. Like Henry has like his bodyguard who he's like super good friends with, and the bodyguard does like not judge him at all. Like he's very like yep, sure, sounds good. Whatever, as long as you're not like hurting anybody or nobody's going to try and hurt you, it's fine. And then like Alex kind of has the same thing, but Zara is pretty intense. So yeah, I also did like her though, because I mean like she is just really trying to make it so that everybody's having a good like life on her watch kind of thing. And she's trying to make it so that nobody's getting hurt on her watch as well. Like she's kind of a defender as well. So I thought that was pretty neat. Number 8 is the book takes place in the US and the UK. Who are your favorite fictional, political, or royal figures in the book and why? So I said B for the royal figures because that's Henry's sister and she's very defensive of him. She could have been in the book more. She had her own problems in the book because again, like they didn't pick to be famous. They just had to be famous because of the life that they were born into. That's the perfect way to say that. Yeah, so she had her own problems as well because she had like an addiction problem and stuff like that. But she did end up like coming out of that and everything. And her and Henry are really close. So it's nice that she's there because I think if she wasn't there, his mom was kind of checked out. His grandma's the queen, so she's like very, very proper kind of thing. And his older brother's like gonna be the king kind of thing. So he's also like really proper. So like Henry needed that like outlet of somebody who was like a little bit messed up, just kind of like he is, if it makes sense. And then for the political one, I picked Ellen, who's like the president of the United States in the book, which also cool for having a woman president. That maybe should have happened. Anyways, yeah, I think that she is also very good. She does, when Alex comes out to her as bi, she instantly is like, okay, cool, let's do this. Like, she makes little PowerPoint presentations because, like, I mean, she's the president, so she's trying to figure it out from all the angles and stuff like that. Also, she might be a little bit neurotic, but I mean, I guess if you're going to be the president, you probably have to be. So, yeah, I think she's really supportive. I like both of those characters because of the fact that they're so supportive. I like that. And then number 9 is, what scene was the most pivotal for you, and did you have a favorite part? Okay. There was so many. Like, honestly, for favorite parts, like the whole book, thank you. It was so good. Like, and normally I don't like romance novels, but I was really impressed with this one. Okay, so I said here, when Henry leaves Alex and doesn't answer him, and then Alex goes to see him and they fight and tell each other that they love each other, I thought that that was a good one. And it was like kind of like a turning point in their relationship and in the book. Because after that, they get like outed, which don't even get me started on that. So I actually said, when they find out that the opposing candidate outed Henry and Alex, and that made me mad. Like, that made me mad to the point that I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and I was like, that's not fair. You can't just out somebody else. And I mean, I know it's a book, but if you guys know, like, the real life story of Nikki Tutorials, somebody blackmailed her to say that she was trans, so she had to come out as trans. And I don't feel as though people should have to be blackmailed, or they should be, like, people should not be blackmailed into having to tell you anything about their personal life. It's really not your business. So, I mean, that really annoyed me. To the point where you guys can tell I'm a little bit cranky about it right now. Last night, I was losing it. I was like, no, this is dumb. I'm mad. So, yeah. And I do like the fact that Henry accepts Alex and he wants to be with him. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm ready for this. This is what I want to be. And even when he has like the conversation with the queen and he's like, no, I'm not going to change this. I'm not going to marry a woman just to have like a terrible romantic life and have to put on like a fake facade for the public when I could get to be happy. And I think that he should be happy. And then for number 10, overall, what did you think about the book? How likely would you be to recommend it? Well, I've already told you guys that I love this book. I'm a pretty big fan of this book. I'm actually going to read a couple of her other books because I heard that this was her debut novel, but she has a couple of other ones out. So I think I'm going to pick up a couple of other ones and see what they're about because this one was good. I thought it was funny. It was funny, romantic. It had like some like sexy times in it. I don't know. Sorry, I don't think I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. But like there was some in there, but it wasn't like overwhelming. Like it wasn't like reading like a romance novel from the 80s or anything like that. Like it was pretty good. So I enjoyed it. I said I would 10 out of 10 recommend this book. And then I said, the outing of Alex really made me mad. I know they are famous, but it's not like they chose to be famous. Like they're born in and they had like their life changed into that. And it's really sad that somebody would out them and like try and like blackmail them. Like they weren't being really blackmailed, but they were definitely being outed. And I think you can't do that. Like I have a friend who's gay and he told me that every time they go somewhere, they have to figure out like their level of safetiness. Like all the time when they go somewhere. So you shouldn't out other people. I'm getting emotional. Who knew that was going to happen? It didn't happen last night. I was just mad. Anyway, yeah. So let me know what you guys think. Please tell me your opinions. I am so pumped that book club is going. I honestly think that we're going to have to figure out a way to do a live though, because it would be nice to be able to hear your guys' responses to the questions while I'm talking about the questions. Like when I actually ran a book club, we did like a Facebook chat kind of thing. And then I would say the question, and then I would say, okay, you start and give me your reasons. And then we would like discuss it kind of thing. And then you have to like rein people in because they'd like go off like on a tangent or like whatever, you know, like I did a million times here in the book. But like, yeah, so you have to like kind of rein yourself in to actually talk about the book. But book club is so much fun. I am enjoying this so much. I hope you guys are too. Next week, like I said, I will have the new book. So this is July 7th. So it'll be July 14th, I think. Yes. The 14th is a Thursday. So on July 14th, Taylor and I will be discussing the new book that I'm going to pick. And then after that, I think we're going to do like votes or like suggestions on the books that we should pick after that. So you guys make sure that you're getting books ready in your mind that you want to discuss in book club, or you want to have other people read and stuff like that. I am so pumped. This is so cool. Okay, that's it. Please like this video and check out my description box for some other content creators. Thank you guys so much for spending your day with me, or a couple of minutes of your day with me, or probably 20 minutes, because honestly, this might have been a long one. That's how book club's gonna go, I think. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Let me know what you think. Like, honestly, I'm so excited about this book. It was so good.